Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Legacy Speaks. Today I'm trying to switch it up a little bit and probably do an intervention within 6 minutes or less. Yes, let's see how this goes. I'm excited to be able to share the emotion regulation model with you guys because it's a tool that I commonly use throughout therapy, and honestly, not to pat my own back, but it's been getting some real good results. So hopefully this works just as well for you. What is the emotion regulation model? It's pretty much already in the name, but it's a process that was introduced by James Gross back in 1998, maybe 2002 as well. And so the basis of this model pretty much says that the way we react to certain things can be broken down and assessed by our bodily reactions, our thoughts, and our emotions. It can be done within 6 to 8 steps, and the only reason why I say 8 is because there's a couple times where you have to stop, take a break, and kind of get yourself in check before you can move on to the next one. So let's just dive right in. First things first is the activating event, and this can happen within us as an internal factor or within our environments. When I say internal factors, these things can be memories, dreams, thoughts, and then from an external standpoint, it can be somebody bringing us a present and surprising us, or you getting into a fight with somebody, or that traffic. We all hate traffic, right? Getting caught off in traffic, things like that. So internally it's something that we're feeling from the inside, whereas externally it's something that we usually can't really control. It's something that happens to us. And so from this standpoint, you're pretty much assessing how you're thinking about certain things. What are your thoughts about yourself? Dang, I feel dumb. Shoot, I should never have done that. That person really doesn't even like me like that. Yeah, bro, I'm about to get fired. So what are those thoughts? What are you thinking in that moment? What are the thoughts that are caused by that activating event? When those thoughts start to take off, that's when you need to stop, because you kind of got to reevaluate and assess how you can start thinking about things from a different perspective. From here, we typically kind of incorporate coping skills, which I know most of you guys probably don't have right now, but I'll probably link you guys to a list of 100 coping skills that you can utilize or incorporate in these different phases. But from here, you kind of are stepping back a little bit. It's like, dang, how can I look at this from a different perspective? And this is what we call the wise mind. The wise mind is an incorporation of your rational side versus your emotional side. Rational kind of lets you figure out, hey, what are the facts about this? What's true? What is something that is stable and will never change based upon what is right in front of me? With your emotions, what's your feeling inside? How are you kind of feeling about a certain situation? So the ultimate goal is to look at things from a non-judgmental and a non-biased standpoint. We can't negate the facts and we can't negate our emotions. So it's important to find that compromise. That way we can look at things from an alternative perspective. Start to reframe the way that we look at things. That way we can have clarity and peace and understanding. But once we gain that new knowledge from the activating event and how it affects our thoughts, that's when we start looking at our automatic responses. And these are bodily changes. How is it being physically manifested in ourselves? This can happen in a number of ways because it's different for everybody. Like for anxiety, some people have sweaty palms, they have sweaty brows, their body starts tensing up, or it's hard for them to breathe. When people get upset, their body temperature raises, they're really enraged, and their stomach is, clenching up, things like that. What happens when certain feelings occur and they are manifested within your body? Like for example, if somebody starts talking out the side of their mouth to me, automatically you're gonna see it all over my face. I can't hide my facial reactions. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys can feel me on that as well. And with the automatic response, we also need to look at our behaviors. You can see it in a number of things, from body posture. Maybe you're one to kind of slouch down into your chair, or maybe sit up even more. Or even after a rough day, you start going to either a happy hour, or you kind of pick up that bottle and start drinking more. It's different for everybody. And once again, I have to hit you with the stop button, because at this point you need to take another step back to reevaluate how this activating event has affected you. We already talked about how it affects our thoughts and how that's manifested automatically and how it's seen in our physical body. So now we have to decide, what action do we need to take in order to have a more positive outcome? Because obviously I'm feeling some type of way, both physically and emotionally. So what can I do to make things a little bit better for not only myself but my environment as well? And granted, I know sometimes the most positive or effective outcome is something that you may not want to do. Like if somebody comes at you and your family member all types of ways, I know automatically you're gonna want to pop off like hands down. But it's important for you to look at things from a bigger perspective. What will happen if I engage with this individual? Or maybe your ex just try to slide in your DMs in your inbox and your initial reaction is to send them a full-blown dissertation. Before you hit that send button, you need to decide whether or not you're in the emotional space to even engage in that conversation. Do you need to take a walk, flip the phone over, disengage from the world, watch TV, maybe read a book, kind of listen to some audio? Whatever your situation may be, just fill it in the blank. The ultimate goal is to get you to choose something that is most effective for what you're experiencing. Doing something that is going to get you from that frame of mind and make you choose the more positive route to things. After taking that little time out, you should definitely have an increased mindfulness on how this is affecting you and how it's influencing your behavior and your thoughts and emotions. And speaking of emotions, that's the next phase. A lot of times we use the wrong words when it comes to our emotions. And so you need to figure out how you're feeling in that moment. Don't just settle for common words like sad, happy, angry. Get creative, get specific. Are you sad? Are you sure you're sad? Because you could be definitely feeling despair, remorse, guilt, shame. Are you really angry? Are you dealing with feelings of hurt, hopelessness, helplessness, pain, devastation? And just like happy, are you really happy? Are you ecstatic, elated, optimistic, joyful, excited? Identify what you're specifically feeling, that way you can know how to handle it accordingly. Which leads me to my last point, which is after effects. And these are the consequences of the decisions that you made. And when I say consequences, I mean the outcomes, because they can either be positive or negative. And when assessing these outcomes, you need to look at it from a whole perspective. What happened both in your environment and internally? Did forgiving that person give you peace? Did it better your relationship with them? Did it help you formulate better relationships with other people? Now, with you going off from somebody, did that make you feel remorseful? Did it provide some type of feeling on the inside, like some gratification or satisfaction? Well, how did that affect your relationship with that individual? Did you end up losing your job if it happened at work? Did it end up losing that business connection if it happened in the public eye? You know, what happened? What were the outcomes? And that's pretty much it, guys. That's the gist of the emotion regulation model. I hope you guys are able to kind of use this tool and figure out how this applies to your situation or situations over the course of a lifespan. It's a great way to help with stabilization of moods. It helps gives us insight on what's happening both externally and internally. It really does help increase mindfulness in the way that we react to certain situations and certain people. So I really do hope that this helps, and if it does, please be sure to comment below and let me know how you applied it to your specific situation. I really don't know if we made any of these 6 minutes, but if we didn't, then I'll try again next time. But I ask that you please click that subscription button below. That way you can stay up to date on newly released content on a weekly basis. I will also be including some links to some great resources in the description box. Please be sure to connect via Legacy SBKS on everything, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for viewing this video, and I can't wait till next time.